Today we wrap up our four-part discussion of intuition, the secret language of infinite intelligence. Hi, I'm Rev Andrew Bozeman, and this is On the Wings of Your Mind. So far we've established that intuition is actually a form of communication from infinite intelligence to give you gentle guidance as you maneuver your way through your life. Then yesterday, we expanded upon that to let you know that intuition is not just limited to giving you messages or inner urges to gently guide you, but intuition can also become a very active component in your life during events where it fills you with its energy to elevate you, your consciousness, and even your physical actions. Those events are called being in the zone, or some people refer to it as being in the flow. It is at those times that you seem to be imbued with superhuman powers, that you can do no wrong, and you find yourself reacting automatically without thought or analysis. Time seems to slow down, and all your senses are heightened, and you find yourself performing the right action at exactly the right time. It's almost magical when that happens. Please, click on the thumbs up button below, and if you haven't already done so, please subscribe. Remember, I would love to hear your thoughts and comments about how intuition has affected your life. Please use the chat box on the left or the comment section below. Now, as delightful as those special moments sound, our goal here as we work to become spiritual warriors is to take them out of the special occasions category and make them a normal state of being every day. You and your intuition should be so tightly bonded that it's the way you function normally. Imagine being so attuned to your environment that when you approach the checkout counter at the store, a line opens up for you just as you show up. Or when you go into an elevator bank, a bank of elevators, the door opens just as you appear. When you need an answer, someone or something will appear to give it to you, or you'll be guided to a place where the answer is provided. Or when you're in a situation of potential conflict, either the source of the disharmony is removed from your presence, or you find it easier to reach a peaceful solution. It may sound like the stuff of fairy tales, but it's entirely possible through the power of surrendering to intuition. Remember, intuition is one of the ways that infinite intelligence communicates with us. It's always with us. It's always active. The only thing that blocks intuition from having a greater influence on our lives is that we don't let it. Our egos won't let it. Ego, that's E-G-O, often interpreted as easing God out. Ego tells us that we don't need the help of spirit. Ego tells us that we can do it ourselves. Excuse me. Almost as if we were still that 3-year-old trying to establish our own way of doing things. But the truth of the matter is we've grown beyond that. We're now adults with life experiences, and those experiences have taught us that we cannot do it all ourselves. That life experience has taught us that there's much around us that is so much bigger than we are, so much bigger. There's the COVID-19 pandemic. There's record unemployment, financial collapse, major social upheaval, super destructive storms, devastating fires, dangerous animosity and anger between groups of people, and negative mudslinging election campaigning. This is just too much to try and face down with our puny efforts. Our puny individual efforts are not enough. We must look for little openings, little cracks in the wall, little doorways that will allow us to walk through to get to where we want our lives to be, our lives. Those openings are fluid. They can be there 1 minute and gone the next, like the line of scrimmage in a football game. The opening for the running back to rush through is only open for a couple of seconds. He actually has to start running toward that opening before it even appears. He must trust that it will be there when he arrives at that spot. And when everything goes right, That hole is there. That hole opens just at the right time, and he rushes through for a successful gain in yardage. Well, it's the same with us. It's the same with us in intuition. Remember, intuition is infinite intelligence acting upon and communicating with you in your life. Intuition is a direct connection between you and the divine, between you and spirit, between you and your higher self, between you and God. You can feel it. You can hear it. And eventually, if you are diligent in your discipline, diligent in your focus and in your heart, you'll even be able to see it working in your life. Please click on the thumbs up button below. And if you haven't already done so, please subscribe. And remember, I'd love to hear your comments and input on how infinite intelligence and intuition has affected your life. Now, what are we talking about here? Well, first of all, as I have mentioned before, and will continue to mention again and again and again, we must accept with every fiber of our being that we are individualized expressions of infinite intelligence. You are an individualized expression of infinite intelligence, also known as universal mind, also known as cosmic consciousness, also known as God. God is all there is. There is nothing else. Nothing. All things that exist, whether animate or inanimate, are made of energy. And all energy is consciousness, expressing. So you are a part of universal consciousness, also known as infinite intelligence, also known as God. There is nothing that is not God. There is no spot where God is not. No matter how many ways it is expressed, the truth of the matter is that it is always the same. You and God are one. The kingdom of heaven is within. You are a spiritual being having a human experience. You are an individualized expression of infinite intelligence. You may get tired of hearing me say that, but I'm not going to stop. It must become part of your consciousness because that is the way you will rise above the fray. That is the way you'll rise above the restrictions and the darkness of the physical and the mundane. That is the way you'll arrive at a place where you can begin to sense and experience true fulfillment. But you can't get there by me pounding it into your head all by itself. That's not going to work. You have to put some skin in the game as well. You have to work with yourself and within yourself to bring your consciousness to a state of openness where you can accept yourself and accept the love that awaits you. You have to forgive yourself. I know you've done some stupid things in your life. You have to forgive yourself. I know you've done some hurtful things to others in your life. You have to forgive yourself. I know you've done some things that you would classify as bad. You have to forgive yourself. You may have even done some things that were terrible. You have to forgive yourself. Give yourself some room to find peace. Accept the fact that you were doing the best you could with whatever your life had given you up to that point to work with under those circumstances at that time. The question is, do you want to rise now to your highest level? Are you ready to experience the peace that passes understanding now? Are you ready to experience the kind of love that will elevate not only yourself, but those around you now? Now. If so, you must accept that you are an individualized expression of infinite intelligence. You are an individualized expression of infinite intelligence, and you must forgive yourself. And then you must also forgive those who have inflicted pain upon you. Not only does holding that resentment in your mind and in your heart hurt you physically, but it also hurts you spiritually. It robs you of your energy. It anchors you to the past. When your attention is spent reviewing the past and going over the past, you are prevented from seeing that opening, that doorway now that could change your life. So how do we get there? How do we accomplish all this forgiving? First of all, by remembering that we are individualized expressions of infinite intelligence. There it goes again. This is where the energy to rise comes from, infinite intelligence. Be thankful for that connection. Be thankful. Be grateful for the blood pumping through your veins, because infinite intelligence drives your heart 100,000 times a day to pump that blood. Be grateful for the air you breathe, because infinite intelligence stimulates your lungs to inhale and exhale over 17,000 times a day. Be grateful when your eyes open each morning. Be grateful when your eyes close in sleep each night. Pay attention and be grateful for every little incident that goes your way, because if you're grateful, infinite intelligence will give you more of those incidents. Understand this. What I'm telling you will work. I know, because it works for me. Understand that what I'm telling you is simple, but it is not easy, because it requires you to change your behavior patterns. And your ego will resist you. Your ego will make you uncomfortable. Your ego will trick you. It will not let you change easily. I'm afraid that probably only 10% of you will stick with it. Most of you will give in to comfort, even if that comfort is painful. Les Brown, the motivational speaker, Les Brown tells the story of a dog laying on a porch moaning. When the dog asks, "Why is the dog moaning?" he replies, "Oh, he's laying on a nail." And so when he's asked again, "Well, why doesn't the dog move?" the owner replies, "It doesn't hurt enough yet." Are you hurting enough yet? You know, the gift of intuition awaits you if you're ready to get up and endure the discomfort of change long enough to get there. The reward of intuition, the secret language of infinite intelligence, is truly worth the effort it takes to get there. It is truly worth the effort. Remember the words of Jerry Rice. Jerry Rice, the Hall of Fame professional football wide receiver who scored more touchdowns than any player in the history of football, more touchdowns, and whose exercise program was so rigorous that other players couldn't endure it. Jerry Rice says, "Today I will do what others want, so tomorrow I will do what others can't." Come with me. Become a spiritual warrior. Claim your power. Claim your rightful place. You belong in the zone, riding the wave of intuition. You are a child of God. You are an individualized expression of infinite intelligence, and the world is in need of your presence. The world is in need of your presence. Let us close with prayer. Thank you, infinite intelligence. Thank you. Thank you for bringing us together in this life so we may become spiritual warriors and judge in the work that we have come here to do. Thank you. Thank you, infinite intelligence, for bringing us into this space of awareness and a deeper understanding of ourselves and our relationship to life and infinite intelligence. Thank you for showing us who and what we really are. We open our minds and our hearts to the truth of our being. We are the children of God. We are individualized expressions of infinite intelligence. And because we are part of the greater whole, we are beginning to understand our value to the continuity of life on this planet. And we become channels of your power. And as we become those channels, infinite intelligence, we can feel your presence within ourselves and within our lives more and more. We know that as we feel your presence within our lives every day, we will rise. We will rise because we are no longer cut off from you by being immersed in the darkness of fear and anger and the pain of unforgiveness. So we're now restoring our connections through the grace of forgiveness, knowing that as we learn to forgive ourselves for the pain that we have caused to ourselves, and as we learn to forgive those who inflicted pain upon us, our connection to you will grow stronger, and our lives will grow happier and healthier and more prosperous. And for that, we are truly grateful. As above, so below. As within, so without. And so it is. Amen. Please remember to click on the thumbs up button below. And if you haven't already done so, please choose to subscribe. And remember, I'd love to hear your comments, thoughts, experiences with intuition and how intuition has affected your life. In the meantime, I look forward to seeing you again on Monday. You have a great weekend. I am Reverend Andrew Bozeman, and this is On the Wings of Your Mind.